been looking at a little bit more further into weeklies and like 2 days and 3 days and dailies. I just want to look at a bigger picture because things are really slow. As the algo is not, I think, what we used to see in last year May. Low liquidity environment. Trump also, throw some tariffs on Japan and then South Korea, and that also shake up the market. And also Elon Musk say something on the weekend. A lot of things happening here. And I think we're on the verge of something. Something's going to happen. That market will have some severe pullback or crash. So based on what's going on and I wanted to just kind of take a look at it a little bit further just to see where we at. And I wanted to compare it to 2020 because I think there's cycle. There's definitely cycle. I know there's a definitely cycle, but I just don't know. I was just curious where we at because of the how slow we the speed with the algo. And so I want you to so today's the video is basically just to walk you guys through much more bigger picture. And I don't know, I think something could happen this year, end of the year. I think something could happen end of the year, but I think the final squeeze might not be until a little later. So but none of this is financial advice, of course. This is just me analyzing the using technical indicators and just analyzing the stock. So just keep that in mind. So yeah, let's get into this. So I'll start with GME here. So I'm just gonna maximize the screen. So this is where we at. Using MACD, this is 2021 Jan, right? So we have a pullback, and we saw there's RK came back last year. Also early Jan this year, there's as you can see, this MACD lines sort of a line up here, right? So and then it's also creating a triangle formation. And another thing I want you to take a look at this one is this is the 3 days, by the way. I'm just looking at this much more bigger picture here. And there's a lot of confusing stuff here, so I'm just gonna close some of the indicators. I want you to pay attention to this one. So this is all pullback, right? So this pullback was complete. So the bear market, bear cycle for GameStop is complete, same as AMC. And after that, this thing happened, and the RSI is moving up here. When you look at also weekly, right? So if you wanna, looking at this in a much more bigger picture, this is weekly, right? So both of them are weekly. Just keep that in mind. This I think fractal here, the algo here was faster in 2020, right? It has a much more liquidity. So this is now. So as you can see, the when RK come back and tweet, this RSI jump up quite high, right? So basically, this thing is pushing out of the bear cycle, right? So, and that's kind of something what you see here in this from 2014 to 2020, right? 2019. Or about 5 years bear cycle, and then the market makers, maybe short sellers, they want to bankrupt this company, but they fail. So so this thing start to run as RK and RC kind of buy back into this. But anyway, so another important thing you want to see is, since this thing bottom out in this area, which was here for us. Right before IK came back, right? Something around here. So what you want to pay attention is this RSI, which to me it looks pretty much similar. So this thing also bottom out here. They made this type of a double bottom, shape in RSI. So I'll just drop a box here. Maybe just drop a red box. So this part was the final bottom. Some sort of a, and then this thing kicked off last year, May, right? So there was an March earning, drop. There was a March earning and drop, right? So I think there's something similar thing was happening here. Let me see this. Yeah, this was March earning, I think. Yeah, this was March earning. March earning was here. Sorry, which means that sorry, this one should be this one. Yeah, sorry, this one should be this one. So this was March earning. This was March earning last 2024, 2019. Okay, so there's that. Right. So we are kind of step by step, just checking off where we were before compared to 2020 cycle. And then one thing I wanted to show you is that it has a very, right now, because the speed is very slow compared to 2019-20, but they're, I think, creating a very similar pattern here in a much more stretched out version, right? Much more stretched out way. So after this thing happened, this thing go up here, it popped. So RK came back last year, and this thing popped here and come back, and it goes up and down like 3 times. And that's, I think, what we just kind of experiencing here. RK came back, that's the first one. Pull back, the second one early this year or end of the year last year, and then pull back, and then the third one just happened May, and then now this pulling back. And I think it soon will there might be a little bit more pullback. Maybe this is 46 points, maybe we're almost there. But what I'm expecting is there's a possibility that this thing can go down a little bit more. 1 second, where's my path? So this thing is, I think, forming here, and then this thing will pop like that. Okay, so I think that's that for now. So that's when RC announced his first stake in 2020, August 31st, and that same gap up and then start to run rally could begin in November, maybe. I don't know. I'm still tracking. Just to put it in perspective that because things are really, really slow. So I'm trying to think like, I don't, maybe it's not gonna run as fast as I thought. Let me just kind of bring this one here. This is now 7 days. This is 3 days. So since right now the speed is slower, so I brought it to 7 days. This is 2020, 2019. I brought it into 3 days, right? So 2 days slower. So as you can see, this thing happened, and then this thing 1, 2, 3, it goes up and down. This was the March earning, right before March earning was there. So this is the March earning. Sorry, I'm just gonna adjust this one. 1 second. So, project this one here. Yeah, I'll just brought this one to the March earning area. So we kind of start from there. You see, March earning, right? This is March earning 2020, 2024 last year. March earning happened, similar pattern, and then pop, pull back, and then second top, and pull back, and this is the third top. And then to find the third top, yeah, I was like, where are we exactly? Because it seems like it's pretty much done here, and I think we're just pretty much end of it here. And then once, as you can see, once this yellow line, right, once this yellow line and this purple line touches, that's when I think the rally will begin. And then the date is, let me just double check here. So this part, this is the crucial part here, where this thing is turning into a bull run. And then that crucial part might be, so the point is that this is just this is not like final answer here, you know. This is just sketching out the fractals based on the historical chart and cycles, and I believe in there's a cycle there, and then we're about to head into bull run. But just trying to figure it out here. The timing is really difficult because the speed is extremely slow. So what I'm noticing here is that after they form this thing, this pullback, you see there's the triangle shape were created and start to breaking out of it. That's when RC got in. The 9.6% announcement happened. The first announcement happened end of the August last 2020. As you can see, arcade happened, and then it's forming same type of triangle formations. And I think we might see maybe one more pullback. So we might be, based on this cycle, right? Based on 2020 cycle, we might be, now I'm gonna zoom in here. So we might be here. So I brought in fractal here, and I wanted to show you this one as well, just step by step. So this is 2020. This is daily. We just came back to daily now. Maybe I'll just pull this one out too. Maybe, yeah, 2 days. Maybe this is a lot better. Yeah. So March pop, first pop here. March earning, first pop, second pop, and third pop here for some reason. But maybe they just run faster, right? Because this, at the time was, it was a lot. It has a lot of liquidity. Anyway, so I think there's a little bit of a pullback phase here, as you can see. And when the purple line and yellow line touches together, that's when this thing kick off into the final triangle formation area. By the end of the triangle formation, we are very close to the end of triangle formation, but I think we just need a little bit more time. And this thing is 38%. Sorry, this thing is 38 points daily. So yeah, so I think it's getting very close. I think we're gonna see some volatility action here. So now let's zoom in. Okay, so I have a one box, two box, second box, and third box. I think there's certain area after this March earning, right? So I'm just kind of using this March earning as a key event, and then that's when we see RK come in, and then I'm just using that as a base here, and then we see this thing pop here, pull back, the second pop, pull back, and this thing run, but I think they run another time. So basically I think they're maybe buying time, maybe they're repeating something again, right? But anyway, so I thought maybe this part was maybe this one, maybe this part was fast, right? Back then maybe this part was a lot slower, and after that this might be the second pop, right? So assuming that 2019 2020 it's extremely fast, this gap, you see this gap here to here a lot shorter, this gap to this one maybe faster, right? So just to keep that in mind, it's just the how the speed is, current speed is extremely slow. So first, second, and then 1 second, first, second, and then third. So we are at the final third wave, and then we're at the final pullback phase. So there's a short signal appear here, here and here. As you see, there's a short signal appear here, long, right, and long signal appear here and pop. It touches this line and pull back, right? That's what, and then now I'm seeing this short signal appear here, which you see here. So we might be going through this phase, this final pullback phase, based on this fractal. So I'm just gonna pull this one out. So we might be playing out this fractal here into this one. Okay, I know there's a lot of things going on, but that's kind of what I'm seeing based on the 2020 cycle. And then when I draw a line here, I mean, this thing will have a volatility, right? It goes up and down. We're gonna see there's gonna be a FMC meeting, so there's gonna be volatility ups and down. Something happened towards FMC. You know, I'm seeing a pullback, right? I'm seeing a market dip after FMC, and I think that's something that I wanted to see as a confirmation. You know, how the market reacts. I don't know we'll be announcing on FMC, but that's kind of what I'm waiting to see as a confirmation, to see if Powell announce something that shocks, brings a shock to the market. So I wanted to see that, and that's early August. So it's very similar a pattern that I'm noticing here, and we're just kind of you know, heading into the final pullback phase, and then the earning is September, right? Early September. So from that point, GameStop will start to you know, start engine to kick off the bull run. And hold on one second. Yeah, so I think from the next earning, something's gonna happen, and then we'll kick off the start to kicking off the bull run. And then you see there's a gap up here, what you see in this area end of August 2020. That's when Ryan Quinn announced his first stake in GameStop, right? So I think something might happen in this November 18 or something area that you know, bring the stock up to $70 or $60 level, right? So basically this is trying to kicking off the bull run, and then we'll go through this heavily, I mean, extremely turbulence, right? It's like you took a, when you take a, you know, in a flight, and then when you experience the turbulence, I think that's kind of what we will be experiencing. It's just heavy volatility, and then after that, this heading into 2027. So I think I've been mentioning that there might be a possibility that we could see a run in 2027, because I'm also seeing that in the crypto market, right? So 2027, if that's what they're planning, is even XRP. I know a lot of people are into XRPs and talking about XRPs, and this XRP will also have a one more pullback, and heading into 2027, that's when final some sort of a squeeze type of a huge rally will happen here. So I think as I see what's going on in the market, how, you know, the market makers and, you know, even banks, and they're all implement the crypto stuff, technologies, and, you know, XRP, you know, the governments, and, you know, they're using XRP to, you know, transfer money, you know, things like that. A lot of things are happening. So, which means that they might connect with the not XRP, it's a crypto bull run, right? So I think GameStops and that meme basket stock, I mean, even they have some sort of a, you know, Solana coin, right? GameStop Solana coin or AMC, whatever. So all those, you know, things will run, I think, together. And looking at the XRP, looking at the coins and cryptos, you know, in general, I think it's safe to say that maybe 2027 is the final squeeze phase, and they're gonna maybe run everything together. And maybe market maker need that, right? Maybe market maker cannot just run this thing unless something happened. But I think this year, I'm still seeing something's gonna happen this year, because the fact that we are Bad Bath Beyond is still waiting to see the final Chapter 11 exits, and I think this month, July, the shareholders are expecting to see some fraud settlements in PCR, which I'm assuming happening coming out on July, maybe third week of July. So something definitely I think will happen and trigger the market and have a pullback. So I don't know. Yeah, but as I'm looking at the whole basket stocks, as like GameStop, AMC, just looking at the 20 cycles and what's going on, the speed and stuff, we might be seeing a big squeeze like 2021 a little bit later. I mean, I've been tracking this one, with May last year, and now since I'm seeing this one as a, what, I should look at it in a bigger picture again, because things are really, really slow right now, and I don't think it's gonna run as fast as I expected, So, which means that they're gonna run together with the crypto, right? The crypto bull run. So I might be wrong, of course, right? I might be wrong, completely wrong. But my assumption is that they're gonna run this thing all together with crypto when the crypto bull run happens in 2027. But this thing will start to kick off the run and heading into $100 GameStop, especially like the next years or so after earning. I think something will happen after the earning. Something will definitely happen to I don't know what's going to happen. I think they might announce some maybe acquisitions or something. Because when you think about it, how are you gonna run this thing to the 60 and hundreds, right? Without the squeeze. This is actually without the squeeze. This is just going to be a rally. Okay, the squeeze phase is here. So not the number. Yeah, don't look at the number. This is just the direct. Just looking at the direction with the logarithmic. If I change to regular, the price will go down. Anyway, but just looking at the overall the direction, I think we might be taking a little bit time, see this thing up. So so something's gonna happen from here, and I know there's a gap here at $17.40. I don't think this will be filled. I think the gap here, $22.30, will be filled very soon. It's getting close to. Oh, where's the gap here? 1 second. Yeah, I think it's getting. Yeah, over there. You see, there's a small, tiny gap opened up here. This is not filled yet, so it's very getting close to the this gap. This gap area. So I think this will be filled. So basically, it's just really taking a lot of time from June to July. Just all they did was just to go up and down, twice, right? Just taking time, and which what also happened to this fractals here, right? This fractal here, they go up and down like a few times here, and then have a pullback. And if this thing have a pullback, this gap will be filled, and then towards FOMC, maybe the market maybe have a small, short-term run, right? Expecting something's going to happen. And after FOMC meeting on July 30th, something happened and have a final pullback. And I think that's when GameStop will have a final bottom. Mid-August, I think. Summer mid-August, based on this. And then GameStop earning. And then things are starting moving upside. and then something happened towards November or December. Something happened here. It's funny. I just thought maybe Roaring Kitty tweet about the Christmas gift, right? It shows on 24th here, so maybe Arcade tweet happened here again, and then push the stock up, or maybe he announced his filings or something, because this is the phase when Ryan Quinn first announced his stake, which means that if Roaring Kitty, let's say for example, if Roaring Kitty discloses his a large chunk of a stake in GameStop, let's say 9%, basically he's setting up a same run when this thing happened, when Ryan Quinn announced his first stake happened here, right? So yeah, just watch out that maybe somewhere between November, December, end of the year, basically, they're just setting up something here, and then run. And then squeeze phase is here. So I think, but I have to change this one. If I change to this regular, then the price will change. Hold on. I like seeing in logarithmic, but if I use this regular with this one, let's check how much price can go. 1 second. So just to match the pattern and the fractals, I'm just gonna so we are somewhere here, pull back, run. This is either November or December, really depends, either November or December, this gap of phase. And then I think we are somewhere here, right? So yeah, just roughly, let's say we are here, earning November, yeah, maybe November, and then Jan 2026, and the final squeeze phase can go up to a couple thousand, yeah, a couple thousand or 3,000 or something like that. So this is November 26. So next year November. Okay, so that's why Ryan Quinn mentioned about the Teddy making things great again, because this is November 26, 2026. This is November. You know how Pulte mentioned about Ryan Quinn see things in the 2-3 years in advance. So I think he tweeted that Thanksgiving tweet maybe like 2 years ago, a year ago, 2 years ago or something, right? So yeah, this is November, guys. 2026 November. And this is all based on the 2020 cycle, right? So things might change. So something happened here, maybe merger, and then short squeeze into the 2027 January, something like that. Yeah, I don't know. And things can get delayed, as you know. Just kind of rough ideas how things could move, right? So let's move on to AMC. So just to wrap up GameStop, I'm expecting to see more pullback towards $22 30 cents gap. This gap hasn't filled yet, so we might see a little bit more pullback, pushes up to FOMC meeting a little bit, and then have something happen to the FOMC or something happen to the market that one more pullback might happen towards the August, and then go sideways a little bit towards the GameStop earning. Something happen, push the stock up, and pull back a little bit. But this thing, what you have to watch out for after I think earning is how the bottom is inclining, right? I think that's something that you want to watch out for. And then November, heading into the November, that's when you see some sort of a gap up and something happen here. November. Yeah, it's funny. November is for this year, November for next year. Very interesting. So they're gonna take some time to create this volatility, and I think this is I don't know if this is due to a slow squeeze. I think this might, I don't know. I don't know what will happen actually. So something will happen. So just to show you how things could move, and this is based on 2020 cycle. And yeah, let's look at AMC. AMC, let's look at this one. So hold on, I want to show you this is weekly. So I want to start with weekly here. So it's the same thing, you know. It's I mean, this thing will run when GameStop run, but when you look at this is 2018, right? This is COVID. You see this RSI is pulling back, right? It's like a bear cycle. So everything just pull back. Same thing happened after. So this red box is basically the bear cycle, right? So after 2021 June, everything pulling back, right? So what you want to pay attention to this one is the bear cycle is over. Yeah. And what happened after that is before the squeeze cycle kicks in, this thing happened. They go up and down like that. They go up and down like that. And right now this is weekly, and this is weekly. This is 2 weeks, by the way. Let me see. Yeah, because the fact that we are very slow, so I look at this as a weekly, and you see how AMC went up, RSI pushes up after this, you know, bottom in 2020 March after the COVID. This is dilutions and all the ape conversion happened. That's when the final, you know, the bottom out phase for the bear cycle, and then it pushes up here, same as this one, and then they went through this whole accumulation phase, and then after that the 2021 squeeze happened, right? So looking at all this, I don't know, they might take this one a little bit further, or they can run, but I don't know. I don't think AMC can run by itself, so it's hard to tell. But based on this, let me show you weekly as well. So this is the bear cycle. This is weekly bear cycle. Over, pop up, right? It first pop, the second pop, and then have a very sharp pullback, which also what you see here, sharper pullback when you look at the purple line, right? First one, second one, have a sharper pullback. This thing pop for the third one. So they're saying that we are on the 2020 November area. So it looks like that's what I thought. The November phase is over, but it looks like that's kind of where they're what they're doing. So you see this clear, this 1 2 3 before pop. It does 1 2 3 and it's still in the middle phase. And then let's look at this one. This yellow line is here, but I think it might start to make a curve and then come down. 1 second. You see, this is now 2 days. This is 7 days. Okay, 2020. This is Korean time. So they're doing this right now. They're going through this whole phase. So So this thing already finished the bottom, pushes up, right? That's when Roaring Kitty come back, this blue box. And that's the first top. This was first top. Pull back, and second top, and then that's when what's his name? Adam Aaron announced share offering. And he announced share offering exactly the time when this thing have a pullback. So I think somebody tells him when to do a share offering. Anyway, so that happened because it matched with the technical. And it happened here, and the third one popped here, and then now they're curling back. So which means that, you know, I was thinking they're heading into the final short squeeze phase, but they're just delaying, so they're delaying the algo so much that it confused the investors. So you know, I was like confused about this one. So they're actually doing this one, which is the 2020 November and December, this phase. So it looks like it's gonna curve back, and I have one more pull down. Like I said, like GameStop, right? GameStop will have a pullback, and then once that's bottom out by August, towards AMC earning, and then this thing will, I think, start, you know, pushing forward. So as you can see, this is creating a nice triangle formation here, up to this one, this level, and then possibly maybe like this or something. So we might see a little bit more pull down, maybe by end of July or right before earning, because as I mentioned that GameStop will also have a pullback. The GameStop have a $22.30 gap. They have a gap at $17, but I don't think this will be filled, to be honest with you. And then the bottom will be, I think, $20, and this goes sideways, right? So AMC earning is around here. So you know, as you can see, after July 30 FOMC, have a pullback, hit bottom, go sideways, right, up and down, and then GameStop also have an earning on September. That's when this thing start to making a new direction, right? That's when this thing start to pushes up slowly. And when I look at AMC, I think it might be the same thing. Maybe they might pull down, right? Maybe just one more time, just pull down one more time, and then maybe push the stock up after that, after earning. But you know, since the speed is so slow, I personally don't think the squeeze will happen right away. I think this will match with this GameStop. Where's the GameStop? Yeah, this gap up phase, maybe. This is November. So if I come back to this is just kind of matching with this one, but I think we might be okay. Let me see. Let's go back to 2020 here. So they're somewhere here. It's like so confusing, but they're somewhere. They might be doing something like this as a final one. So 12 hours. There's a short signal up here. So they might be doing the final pullback phase. I don't know how much this thing will go down. I mean, they have a gap here, so that they went down to fill this gap, but there's no gap here. I don't think AMC has a gap in the anything below level right now. Yeah, I don't see any gap unless, yeah, they don't have a gap. They just go down. And then I think, okay, so what I'm trying to say is after this pullback phase, I like they changed the algo, so I personally don't know where this thing is at exactly. I mean, this thing already have a pullback, so maybe somewhere here or something. I'll come back to this later, but yeah, RSI looks similar, but the chart is not completely different. You know, the fractal is completely different, but I'm just using that as a bigger fractal as a base. And then you see this gen run here. I think they're gonna run this thing. I mean, they're gonna use this fractal, but they might be yeah, there might be some some delay. So which means that they're not gonna just squeeze like that. They're gonna delay till when GameStop gap up and start to run, in my opinion. So that's maybe somewhere towards November, December. So if they bottom out like that, let's say they bottom out somewhere there, the squeeze phase doesn't come up that way. I don't think it's gonna go up that way like this. I think they're gonna do they're gonna drag this one out further. So somewhere like something like this. So they might drag this one out like that. And GameStop earning is September 3rd. So somewhere here, when they change the direction, maybe something happened here. Yeah, I think, yeah, so something to pay attention is July, where is it? FMC. July FMC to July, which is to July 30. So something to watch out is the FMC to earning, and earning to AMC earning to GameStop earning. I think that's something I think I'll watch out for that. This is GameStop earning. And I think, and then the other one I think we should watch out for is how they start to increase the bottom, right? So in making a higher low, right? So I think that's something I'll be looking out to see, right? And then breaking out of this triangle formation finally, right? This huge triangle formation was created since 2020 June. You know what I mean? There's a huge formation happening here, right? So think about it. Like, let's say, you know, this stock was manipulated, heavily manipulated, right? And then this thing is like a trap. And then if this thing breaking out of this one, like let's say this thing is in prison, right? And when this thing go out, like exit the prison, it will go free. So it's gonna break the basket, right? So something's gonna happen somewhere, something like that, I think. So something towards November, between October and November, when GME pop, AMC is, I think, maybe do something similar, and then go up to, I don't know how much actually go up to, so I can't really tell yet until I see more action here. But if they go like that, this thing can go up to $20. And then the final short squeeze phase is this one. So they're gonna go through all this, which I think looks very similar to GameStop, to be honest with you. 1 second. If AMC come down this level, maybe 1000%. Yeah, okay, sure. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, let's see. AMC has a 2 squeeze. GameStop has one squeeze, right? So I think they're gonna use this one as when GameStop do this pop. So maybe this thing can be much more bigger. Who knows, right? Because when you look at this, the last year May pop, that was triggered by Roaring Kitty, but still it was huge when you compare it to 2020 fractal. Right? So 2020 fractal was here. So fractal wise, it was supposed to go up, right? Fractal wise, after March earning, right? 2020 March earning, pull back. 2024 last year March earning, pull back. Same fractal. It's the same cycle, right? It's basically right before, right after the. Basically, this is the final the bear cycle, right? So this is the final for bear cycle and pop. Final bear cycle, pop, right? And then what happened? It's creating a triangle formation, right? After this thing pop, RK come back, creating a triangle formation, but it's much bigger. It's much bigger and it's much slower. It's very frustrating. And look at this. It's making a same pattern, right? Moving up and down, right? But it's just way slower. So I think something happened between something happened in November, I think, and of course the speed can change, and then blow up the AMC, and then AMC have a 2 run, and GameStop doesn't really have a run in June. I think they didn't really have a lot of a bigger run, not as much as 2021. So yeah, June wasn't that much compared to AMC. This one was about 120%, when AMC June run was about 500%. So so basically it makes sense that AMC they're gonna use this June 2021 the squeeze as the as GameStop, will gap up run in the end of August 2020. So I think they're gonna do that, in my opinion. And after that, let's see how they're gonna run this thing. So if this happened here, and yes, this is 2027, so that makes sense. So that's kind of what I was thinking. So this thing happened this year, end of the year, and this thing happened 2027, and next year will be just huge volatility, like just making another like just another like turbulence, like what you saw from last year and this year, right? After Roaring Kitty comeback, right? So 1 second. So something. What did I just copy this one? Oh, sorry. This is the. So from here to here, just approximately from the top to the bottom. Stretch this one out, and of course, the market maker can always delay. But this is kind of what I'm looking at. So the first one, the second one, and for the GameStop squeeze, the style is different. This thing, it popped November, December area. Maybe this can be huge, I think. I think somebody mentioning about the gamma squeeze data, right? There's gamma ramp is wrapping, like there's gamma ramp, huge gamma ramp. I think that's happening for a reason. Maybe it's, I don't know, maybe RK or something. So because the fact that this is when the where the hell is this one? When this pop happened, right? After March earning, right? So 2020 March earning, they dropped this much, right? They dropped about 40%, right? About 45%. Last year March earning, after March earning, they dropped about 35%. It's quite a lot, right? So you see how they run the same cycle, but after that they popped up to 120%, whereas RK come back in this phase where this thing popped, it went up to about almost 460. So which means that when this thing comes in, this doesn't mean that it's gonna go up only this level. Maybe something can announce, and I think maybe around here, maybe Roaring Kitty will announce his large GameStop stake, create a huge gap up. If AMC can go up to, let's say, $20 level, and you see there's a gap here. If that happens, GameStop can go up to maybe I don't know how much actually. I don't know actually how much it will go up, but anyway, you know what I mean, right? So even though this looks small, they can make it bigger, like how they did it with the March earning, after the March earning, So they can they can use the same cycle, but I think they can amplify, you know, amplify the pop, right? So compared to this, it's a lot larger, a lot slower, a lot, you know, and then this thing can go up. Let's say they can change the fractals. Let's say they can go up this much. Let's say maybe this thing pop up to this much or something. That maybe they, you know, go touch this Gen 20 squeeze top level or something, and then they can create a, you know, they go up and down like that, and then heading to final squeeze phase. And I think it makes sense with the AMC, because AMC, when you go back and look at how where's the AMC that I have it here? Okay, here. When you look at this, they pop, have a pullback, they go up and down like that, and making another a huge triangle here, and have a final run, right? And I think they might be matching with that, right? So when this is final run, GameStop this one is going to do a final run. But as you can see, this thing won't pop here, go up and down, like maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. AMC does it like go down 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, looks quite similar, right? If I bring this one to GameStop, let's say this is actually a squeeze. Look at this, it match somehow, right? Something like that. So I think maybe by end of the year, we might see something, and after that have a pullback, and then, you know, have a huge, you know, turbulence, go up and down like that, and then heading into the final squeeze phase, 2027, right? That's kind of what I'm looking at here. So yeah, I might be wrong, but yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at here. So 1 second. So yeah, hope that helps. I know it's really frustrating to see squeeze, and everyone is waiting for it. And I think the biggest final squeeze phase, you know, is, I think it looks like it's gonna happen in 2027, not this year. This year we're gonna see, I think, some sort of a squeeze, but it's not gonna be a final, like a MOS type of a squeeze. So that's just my opinion. So you know how, you know, for example, let's say, you know, let's compare to XRP, because a lot of people kind of already know XRP. So in my opinion, not financial advice, I know there's a lot of XRP people, so I know that XRP went through the similar accumulation, like it's very huge accumulation than 2023 to 2027. As you see, I just create this box, you know, in different color. So, you know, this box, this one, right, having a huge triangle formation. Look at GameStop, let's say, just an example. Look at this huge triangle formation, right? So let's say if I bring this fractal here, it will match, right? I'm not saying GameStop will run like this. I'm just kind of showing you some sort of a example, right? So let's say this is the XRP, right? I'm not saying AMC GameStop will run like this, but I'm just showing you what GameStop is doing, right? GameStop is doing like similar to XRP like that, right? Huge, this big one pop, you know, when RK come back, the second pop, the third one, I don't know where is the third one, but you know what I'm trying to say. And then boom, right? It's breaking out of the thing, right? And then XRP has that kind of style, right? The squeeze style, like a rally style. And then after that, XRP, you know, start to creating a same one. So hit here, create a A, B, C, making a huge triangle formation from 2028 2024. It's like 7 years. It took about 7 years or something, right? Is it more than 7 years? Anyway, you do your math. And after that, this thing broke out. But XRP people be like, where's the run? The funny thing is, when you look at RSI, it's already at the top, have a pullback, right? When this thing have a rally here, this thing hit the top, RSI, pullback, which means that XRP is doing this one. XRP is here. So what I'm trying to say is XRP is pulling back, right? They're taking long time again, doing accumulation, or I don't know. The market cycle is different than 2026 or 7 here, right? Or 2027 or 8. So this thing, even XRP, when this thing kick up the run, it has some sort of separation from, it happened from 2027 March and then 2027 December, right? So there's some gap. But right now, but maybe back then, XRP has a lower, the capital, the market cap, right? So, you know, it can go higher, faster. But right now, it's bigger, right? It's like 20 something billion, isn't it? It's like, the market cap is already 100 billion. That's crazy. So the market cap is already 100 billion. So to run this thing even higher, they need more money. They need more time. And with the market right now, market circumstances, the market environment is like, yeah, it's like low liquidity environment, right? So they can run this thing right away. So I think they're gonna take time, right? And because the fact that the Bitcoin and then the SPY is all kind of like bear cycle, heading into bear cycle, so there might be some sort of a volatility, and you know, and the XRP might go down. It says go down in November. The funny thing is, GameStop and AMC will do reverse, right? They go up in November. You see, so it's different, right? Something happened in November, I think. Something happened in November or something. So watch out for November, and then XRP hit $1.20, right? Maybe that's the bottom. Go up and down, maybe 3 times. It's very similar, I think. Yeah, GameStop does this thing, right? Go up, let's say, you know, go up and down 3 times or 4 times and squeeze. AMC, same thing. When you go back to AMC, when AMC squeeze in 2021 January, go down, go up and down 3 times and have one more squeeze. It has a very similar structure, I think, but in a much more stretched out way, right? So that's why people get frustrated, because they want to make money, right? But it takes some time, I think. So this thing happened in 2027 September to Jan 2028 or something like that. Of course, things can get faster when this thing really kick off the run, but that's kind of what I'm seeing here. So something happened towards November, crash happened. Let's check out SPY just for a bit before I end this one. So SPY start to have a pullback now. I think something will happen towards the FMC, have a crash, crash until November. So everything might be pulling back until November, while meme basket stock, I think, have a first pop, or maybe a squeeze, not MOAS, but maybe squeeze towards maybe November, and then hit the bottom, and have a volatility, and then this thing crash. I don't know how much it'll crash, to be honest with you. I don't know, but the fractal can change. But I think we could see a severe crash or something. Maybe it's because of BBBY. You know, I mean, there's a lot of, you know, BBBY stuff. There's a MMTLP. I think there's a meme basket stock, but there's a stock that are going through Chapter 11. There's stock going through some sort of the fraudulent activities. They're maybe, you know, they're working with maybe a DOJ or RICO, whatever. So maybe this market maybe is I don't know, something happened, and then they expose the final financial crime, and market just tank or something. I don't know. There's gonna be something, yeah, some huge liquidity events will happen, I think. And yeah, Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin. Bitcoin might pop maybe, and maybe start to pull back. I don't know. Maybe Bitcoin will run like a fake pop, before FMC, bring the people in. Oh, it looks like it's gonna run, and then maybe like they're gonna start to rock pull everybody towards July FMC, July 30 FMC. So just be careful, and then yeah, and then crash until December, pushes up. This is a huge final. I don't know. There's a huge pullback, and I think maybe that's when BBY come back. I don't know. Something happened here. I mean, unless they run this way, this thing can get faster, or maybe slower. I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, yeah. Hope this helps. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. So yeah, as things are getting slower, obviously if I see something changes, I'll update, but I'm just gonna take a little bit more, take a little bit of a break from XTA. I'm gonna post this one before I take a break. I need some mental break because things are really it's been really tough. It's been really tough. I gotta, I need a fresh mind. Fresh. I need some refresh. Yeah, I need to refresh. Refresh times, and the way you think, the perspective. Sometimes you get so hyped about certain stocks, and yeah, I don't know. I think, yeah, sometimes you need a break, and then when you come back, and then you have a completely different mindset, as I have it today. And sometimes you have to ask a lot of things. It's like, oh, is this right? It's going to happen this way. Will it happen this year, or will it happen next year? Will it happen? What year is gonna be? That's a lot of people's questions. And then I think that question, will be answered by 2027, and I think people don't like to hear that. But I just thought, maybe, you know what? I'm not here to say, this is right or wrong, but things can get slower. I think, as Orion Coin last time mentioned, like, yeah, he's gonna take some time, and I think, yeah, it's gonna take some time to run this thing, and obviously we're gonna see something, I think, by end of the year, somewhere November, December. But yeah, about from July to maybe August, or October, it can get a little bit boring, right? So I think I'll probably use that boring time to take a break, because there's really nothing to talk about, right? Like, what are you gonna talk about this phase? If right? Let's say if that this phase, you could have a take some vacations or trips, to come back here, and that's, I think, maybe Rowan Key already knows that. Rowan Key understand the cycles, and then maybe he'll come back when things is about to pop, which I think is gonna. I think he might come back end of the year, somewhere between November, December. Same thing as AMC. AMC has been very tough. I know this thing is, it frustrated a lot of the shareholders, but as I'm looking at this, things will come. The good days will come. End of the year, same thing. Also towards 2027. So it might take some time, but I think once you have a belief and faith in it, as everyone does, something's gonna happen, and you can make a lot of profits when that time comes. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Yeah, wrap up AMC as well. AMC looks like will come back down, and then going for a squeeze, January type of squeeze in that similar phase between November December. So that's for now what I'm seeing here. So if I see different direction, I'll come back and then try to update you guys. But this is kind of what I've got so far, based on what I'm looking at. Looking at the current market, the cycle, news, what's going on with the Trump, tariffs, and the algo speed is so slow. It's just disappointing a lot of people. Drag you out, and just makes you tired. But I think that's what market makers wants to do. And so I think this is the final opportunity, I think, to accumulate before this thing change the directions, right? Change to a bull run, right? Bull cycle. And then when the bull cycle kicks in, you're gonna see a huge volatility. However, this thing can, I think GameStop will do something by 2027. Pulte mentioned about that, right? He thinks GameStop or Ryan Cohen will acquire companies, and he acquired Bitcoin, not a company yet. But when he announced acquisitions of certain companies, this thing can blow up, right? And I think we're gonna see multiple acquisitions, maybe here and there, like this volatility move. If something happened here, November, December, for example, kick up the run, and maybe he throws some acquisitions here, acquisition here, here, and then this thing start to snowball, right? Like making a huge snowballs and accumulate, and then boom, right? Something happens, something trigger in 2027, and then that's the final squeeze phase. And also, of course, I think market makers don't want to go bankrupt, so I think they're gonna run with the crypto, right? So as I show you the crypto, let's say XRP as an example. XRP will have this huge pulling back phase and accumulation phase before the huge run. So they might link with a crypto, and then market maker use Solana to I think especially what's his name, the Doxy Foods company, the Virtue Financial, right? They use Solana to create a liquidity for the market, right? He said that, right, in the news, in the filing or something. So that means they're gonna use cryptocurrency to create a liquidity in 2027 when the squeeze phase happens. So they're gonna somehow use that. So they're gonna run with, I think, crypto in 2027. So just keep that in mind. Not financial advice, but just what I'm seeing here. So that's pretty much it, guys. So hope this helps. I know a lot of people might be disappointed by this, but I just gotta say what I have to say before I take a break. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in maybe next updates. Thank you. Have a good night.